This episode of the podcast is sponsored by David Shapiro Remax Around Atlanta Realty. David Shapiro Remax Around Atlanta Realty. You can find his phone number right in front of your face right now. You can find his face right in front of your face right now. The guy knows uptown, he knows downtown, he knows in town, he knows down clown, he knows clown town, he knows all the town. David Shapiro, Remax Around Atlanta Realty, inside the perimeter, outside the perimeter, anything you need in the state of Georgia. Hell, he'll sell you a freaking plot of land down in South Georgia if you want to get away from all the zombies that are coming. I mean, David Shapiro, Remax Around Atlanta Realty. He's around town too. You can see him out at the bars. He's a great guy. David Shapiro, Remax Around Atlanta Realty. Find his number right here. Cash, who the hell we have on tonight?
Tonight, we have Mr. James Frolio from the band Big Yen, by way of San Diego, originally from Charleston. Very transcending of genres-esque, if that's even a word. I don't know. Very cool guys, some great stories in there.
I tell you what, he told me what my big yen was. You know what my big yen is right now? To roll the motherfucking tape, baby. Let's go.
All right. Welcome back to Indiebnb. Today, we're joined by James Frolio of the band Big Yen, all the way from San Diego. What's going on, my man?
Dude, just hanging out, having a cup of coffee. It's kind of late for that, but, no judgments, man. I'm having a great day. How are you guys doing?
Man, we're doing great. Some coffee might take you right where you need to go. So that's the way I like to think about things.
First cup of the day.
First cup of the day. Best part of waking up, right?
Yeah, it's been a unique day today, but it's not how my day normally goes.
All right, man.
It's an exceptional day because I get to chat with Indiebnb, man. I'm stoked about it.
Hell yes. Well, let's get into it, man. With a name like Big Yen, I mean, we got to talk about what is Big Yen? Who is Big Yen?
Right on. So I guess like in layman's terms, Big Yen is my musical project. It, since my move, has been evolving. But for someone who wants a little bit of a deeper dive, Big Yen is Chinese for lifelong yearning or desire. And mine has always been to like make people happy and dance and get down and just like have an awesome soundtrack. That's my Big Yen. And it even sort of like begs the question, like, what's your Big Yen? Like, do you have something that sparks you up when you get up in the morning, Like, so it started as my own thing, but I hope eventually people start asking themselves that question, like, what is my thing,
Well, you just found two people who are going to start asking themselves that question. That is a guarantee.
Hey, we lost you there for a second. Run that back.
We good? All right. So you got your Big Yen of you want to put smiles on people's faces by the movement of music.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that begin from? Who are your biggest influences to put smiles on your faces through the movement of music?
Oh man, the list is long, man. I mean, obviously I like a lot of artists out of California, New York, Atlanta, Charleston, so many artists out of Charleston, but I think at the end of the day, like even non-musicians, like if you hear an artist or something, they don't know about seventh chords or turnarounds or this and that. They're just like, wow, that was fucking awesome. Sorry, can I curse on this? That was awesome. So, I grew up on all the good stuff like rock and roll, Led Zeppelin, punk rock, Blink-182, Sublime, hip hop. Just, I covered all the bases. I even went to school for jazz, which is a little bit, it's actually jazz is the least popular genre in America. I read that somewhere, some clickbaity title, but I guess to answer the question, man, anyone who comes with this like sense of like, I do not care about what is being played on the radio. Here is who I am, whether that's a jazz musician or a punk musician or like, you know, I think Justin from Susto is a great example. I always looked up to the way that he performed because I don't think he went to school to play guitar, but you can hear his like his uniqueness in his songs, and he does not give a half-assed performance. I'm sure you guys are familiar. I'm a huge fan of the dudes in Little Stranger, John and Kevin. Those are my boys. They're on tour right now in Chicago. And he helped me produce my first single, Backflip, which has like, it's doing well on Spotify. And it was just so much fun to work with them. So I take a lot of my inspiration from their nonchalant approach to just being yourself. Like, you know, don't overthink it. Just do it.
Yeah,
they are awesome. I saw them with our girl Pip the Pansy a couple weeks ago at Smith's. It was the first time I ever seen them. You know, as us being Atlanta people, we should have known about them. But she had mentioned them, and I went and saw them, and I was like blown away. They definitely don't give a fuck. They're wearing overalls on stage and just rapping. I've never heard it rap like that in my life. Like,
yeah, and it's fun because it's like it's very atypical. Like, I feel like when we say rap nowadays, we think about like all the overused tropes like money and cars and drugs and this and that. And like, hell yeah, like everyone likes a good little money and cars and drugs every once in a while, but you know, it just has a little bit of soul in there. I think that's the important thing. So I may have skirted the question hard, but like something with soul.
I think you answered it spot on because as you were going, you know, I've got some notes here and I'll just write down when I'm listening to kind of things that I noticed in your EP. And the first two things I wrote down was you're sort of a more psychedelic Allman Brothers sound to me. And then sort of a like modern day take of like a 90s kind of Blind Melon with some overlap of the rap game. And it's very unique, man. So, you know, let's dig into where does this come from? You know, like what is the writing process?
Man, that's so dope, dude, that you heard those two things because Shannon from Blind Melon, awesome singer. And like, I grew up on the Allman Brothers, man. I'm from Georgia, from Atlanta, actually. You know, born and raised. Dude, I got to go visit the Big House, which is the house where the Allman Brothers all grew up, and like it's where Government Mule got started. And I was touring with this band who the other guys had connections with the brothers. And dude, I have it on my old phone. My other phone bit the dust, but I have a picture somewhere on a broken phone of me holding Little Red, which is Dwayne Allman's first guitar. I don't know why they let us hold it. I felt scared. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, man, just like Dwayne Allman, I think the story was he broke his arm and he was so like unstoked and he was like depressed, and his brother Greg brought him like a glass pill bottle, and he gave it to him so he could start playing the slide guitar. And yeah, man, I just take inspiration from that. I definitely used to play gigs and people would be like, do you know some Allman Brothers? And I'd be like, yeah, but you know, maybe not right now. Actually, hell yeah, I know some Allman Brothers, but yeah, dude, everything from Atlanta really like sparked interest in me. So me and my buddy went to the same high school that the Black Crows went to, or Chris and Rich Robinson. We went to Walton. Actually, one of our buddies, Langston, probably went there too.
So did Grant.
And, I did too.
Oh, right on. Go Raiders, guys.
Go Raiders.
But yeah, man. I also think that all of my favorite artists have like, you can't just explain them in one word. Like you can, but it'll never really do it justice. Like I take a bunch of inspiration from G Love. He's like hip hop, blues, acoustic. Like what awesome genres to just like throw onto a plate. And you know, the Allman Brothers and the Dead took that American roots music and put a psychedelic, you know, pop twist on it. you know? So I always try and think about that when I'm writing music. Like, what are my favorite things that don't seem like they go together? And I'll like try and put them together. And yeah, the first EP was just sort of like my first trial run of like, hey man, like let's try and put some music out. I think I got some more stuff on the way that has some deeper roots, some cleaner recordings, and some songwriting that like I'm really stoked about. So this next project that's coming out, I'm really excited to share. It's I'd be excited to hear what you have to say about it, Tash, because that was a really good pickup right there.
Yes. Hell yes. Well, hell, man, let's put it into our song spotlight, and we picked your brand new one, Trips Me Out. I kind of feel like I saw a little different side as soon as I turned it on with the kind of palm muted punk rock guitar going. So kind of take us from, where did that come from all the way to the recording and mastering, and, just take us through that song.
Dude, this is a trip, man. Don't mind the pun, but like that song is like it is years old. It is like not a song I just picked up and recorded. And I think it was an exercise in just like loving the things that you create. I think I was going through a tough time at the time, maybe going through a breakup or something, and like thinking about how love is like a drug that gets used. If we don't love ourselves, then it's just another drug that we get high on, So that came from an unhealthy relationship and like a crazy house I used to live in. The song was actually about a house. So the song's been through a couple iterations, and I just finished this book by Jeff Tweedy, the guy from Wilco. And shout out to my buddy Dennis in Atlanta, who actually got me that book for my birthday. But it talks about loving the things that you make, even if you're not creative, even if you're just, you just go to work 9 to 5 and you come home and like, you can make something creative, even if you don't share it. Like that act and that logically and spiritually healthy, because it's like a act of self-love, so that was essentially, this song was like a self-love thing. Even though I might not have my trio right now, I might not be playing punk rock for very long, it was just like a song that I was like, let's put this out, see if it resonates. It's an interesting one because the rest of my tunes are kind of different, but I definitely felt some 311 Blink-182, like I'm letting some feelings out in that song. Just trying to be honest, man.
It was definitely, just after listening to the EP, it was just not a breath of fresh air, but it was just a different sound with sort of the punk rock. So it really stuck out to me. But yeah, is that sort of what's coming down the track for Big Yen, kind of going in that direction, or are you just still whatever go with the flow and whatever you can mash up and make sound awesome?
Lately, I've been producing with this V25 Alesis controller. So I've been making beats and like doing a sort of acoustic like hip hop thing. But, when I do think about some of my favorite albums, like Sublime and Slightly Stupid, since I'm out here in California, there'd be like 3 or 4 acoustic songs. And then out of nowhere, there'd be like a 2-minute punk rock one that just melts your face real quick. And then I just like go right back in to the next thing. So this next project I'm working on has a couple of those. And I just thought, why not put this one out first? It was actually just the first song that got finished. There was no like, oh, this is the best song on the record. It was just the first one that got finished. And I was like, you know what? Let's just start putting music out because it feels good to share.
Yeah. And, I know Grant's over here biting at the chomp because he wants to talk some live music here, and get into what's Big Yen on on the live side?
Well, I'm fortunate that I got to see Big Yen live earlier this year with young Langston Vaughn. Shout out Langston for inviting me to the show. And it's like, dude, my buddy James is coming to the show. Gotta go see him. He's playing this Thursday at Smith's. I'm like, yeah, I'm there, man. And the diversity is so evident. I think I wrote down like 5 to 6 different, like it felt like I was seeing like 5 to 6 different shows in one by just going and like, because I think I heard the ripping like punk rock, but then I got into the much more vibey, much on that slightly stupid vibe. So when you're doing a show, how do you make your set like flow to a point where you're like, hey, I want to bring him up now, I want to bring him back down, I want to bring him kind of keep him in the middle here. When what's your process to you'll be like, all right, like let's put the songs in these order, or here's how we're going to do it tonight.
I think it comes through in practice, whether if you're practicing by yourself or with bandmates or other musicians. Definitely for that tour, we would all kind of make a suggestion. We would be like, well, 2 out of 3 of us think we should play this song first. It's like, okay, well, we're going to play that song first. It was kind of democratic, but if I'm ever going to make a performance set list by myself, I do like to think about it like a mixtape, like a CD you're making somebody. Mm-hmm. People need to be grabbed with song number 1. It's like the first sentence of a book, or like first note of a song. That one's got to like catch people and move them. And then, you have a little leeway as you move on. But I also like to think about it like waves. Like a classical concert will have big dynamics. There's like a big wave and it takes you down. I used to go see DJs when I was in college. I was like really into like EDM and like getting hype. And so I remember this one DJ I loved his sets because he would just like bring such intensity for so long. And then at the very end, you could tell the set was ending because it would get all ethereal and just like a big breath of fresh air. Like Shavasana at the end of a yoga class. You're like, okay.
Course pose, let's go.
So yeah, I definitely think I try and add a little bit of core and then some Shavasana into my set.
I like it. I like it. It's a little bit of musical yoga. I love it. You have a video out, which is the other part of my little segment of this. Tash gets the meat and the potatoes, and I kind of get the dessert at the end. And you guys got the you have this the video Dopamine out. Obviously, we always love I always appreciate the visuals and seeing what you mean also behind your art. With that video, you're walking in the streets, the street lights everywhere. You're in a bar. Where was that filmed? What was the process of filming it, and what was your kind of your inspiration there? I feel like it was in Charleston. That's my hypothesis, but I could be wrong.
You're totally right, man. It was definitely in Charleston. And quick side note, I want to plug this real quick. Trips Me Out has a hilarious video coming out in a couple of weeks. I get drinks slapped in the face and there's a TV that gets smashed. It's a whole storyline. But back to Dopamine, both of these videos, I felt like I like videos that have like kind of a storyline, a vague one. But this was filmed in Charleston. We went to one of my favorite bars, used to perform at all the time at Burns Alley Tavern. Shout out to Jimmy from Chicago, you asshole, if you're listening. Awesome spot. It's like, if you're in Charleston and you're on King Street and you're not a local, it's really hard to find. So it's like a spot for locals. It's behind this fence in an alley, and everything from funk to punk rock to like every type of music, there's an awesome show there. But there's also a lot of drinking, a lot of, illicit, maybe unhealthy activities going on. And that's what I was highlighting with Dopamine, which is bad decisions sometimes feel good in the moment, and good decisions can occasionally delay what you actually need or what you want to accomplish. And I think I probably wrote that song at the same time as Trips Me Out. So this is like from an older batch of songs. And I think we all know the feeling, whether I think the line in the song is like, Whether it's the drink or the smoke in my other hand, scrolling on my phone, it's how we don't understand how we're being programmed now to go seek it out, you know? So, man, I was walking around town the other day and I saw this guy in front of me just compulsively scrolling through Instagram, closing all his apps, opening them all, scrolling, and doing the same thing because he couldn't like just sit. And I do that too sometimes, but that's what that song's about. I call it brain candy, you know? It's like it's really good in the moment. It's super low reward, and then afterwards you kind of feel like, ugh, I don't feel so good. So recording that was showing how there's a bunch of easy ways to make bad decisions. You know, Charleston's full of drinks. So is Atlanta. So is San Diego. So is any city, really. You know? And if it's not a city, it's probably some drugs or something weird. But just recognizing that is what that song's about. I think I used meditation at that point in my life to get out of like a depressive loop, to regain cognitive like autonomy. And then that's honestly when I started making really good decisions for myself, like just being healthier, making better relationships, having a better dialogue with myself. Like that's super important, you know? And like you guys, like just going out and making cool like podcasts and art and like, you know, making a name for yourself and not just taking the same old road, like work 9 to 5, drink my brains out and then repeat, you know? So that was my like little sticky note to myself to remember not to fall into that.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely can, you know, the bar lights in that video, like I think it's a perfect example of what you're talking about with just like, hey, this is always going to be there. They don't go out, and they're it's easy. It's an easy thing to get good at. You know, it's not something hard or it's not something, you know, creative or anything. You're going and you're someone's giving you something, you know. It's easy to get good at drinking. But yeah, and doing, you know, anything else that just straight up is on that dopamine level kick. So,
and it's not to say that it's like a bad time when it's like celebrate when you got something to celebrate, man. But I felt like celebration was being devalued. If it happens every Tuesday, what are we really celebrating, you know? I was talking with my girlfriend about this, where there is a proper way to like use alcohol and not even trying to be like a, you know, whatever that alcohol class we all took in college. Like you see how psychedelics, like people can take psychedelics and have a reverence for them and like gain something. And that's really cool to me. And in the same way, without abusing it, there's a way where we can all go out, we can celebrate, we can all have drinks, and like that could be good for our like spirit and like, you know, our like so many things, instead of just, you know, let me just drink my brains out because it's a habit and everyone else around me is doing it. So
I like that. I like that. Well, you know, we'll get back to a little bit of something a little bit sweeter here. I like that word brain. I like that word brain candy. Because this next part of the pod, you know, we always it's kind of a fun, you know, very, you know, we'd like to wrap it up with Pete Peterson's party pack of questions. And so these are going to be rapid fire, hammer away, answer right after you get it. And I'll try to speak as clear as I can. Sometimes I go too fast, get too excited. So we're going to kick it off here. Pete Peterson's party pack of questions. Here we go. 20 questions right in a row. And we're going to start now. Cake or pie?
Pie.
Pie, man. All right. Coffee or tea?
Damn, that's a hard one. I just drank a cup of coffee, so it's got to be coffee, but I love some green tea.
Okay. Waffles or pancakes in the morning?
Pancakes. Don't have a waffle maker.
Got it. Circus peanuts, the big orange peanuts you get at the gas station. Are you a fan?
Negative. Not yet, anyway.
Not yet is a great answer. Tash thinks I'm a serial killer because I like circus peanuts. I like them. What are you going to do? Are aliens real?
Absolutely.
Okay. At a party, are you more likely to go in and bust the robot or the worm?
I do a mean robot, and I do it unprovoked, actually, as like a joke and seriously. So the robot for sure.
Gotcha.
Have yet to try the worm.
Yeah, Langston Bond doesn't mean robot as well. So you guys might have collaborated on that. So I'm not surprised.
We might have mutually inspired each other. Right on.
All right, when you sit down and you're going to watch a little bit of telly, are you going to watch a TV show or are you going to sit down and take on a movie?
I normally do the whole movie. I have gone to a couple awesome binge-worthy shows, but I really enjoy a movie's kind of like an album, you know? It's got that contour.
Gotcha. All right, what's better out there in San Diego, the beautiful sunrises or the beautiful sunsets?
Dude, the sunsets are unreal. Actually, the camera's not gonna like have a great time with this, but it just happens right outside my window here.
Oh yeah.
You know, every day nice. We're facing the sunset. Nothing beats that Charleston sunrise, though.
Okay. Interesting. You got a little West Coast, East Coast flavor there. All right. Ninja or a pirate? I know you're from Charleston, so I have a guess of what you're going to say here.
I vibe more with ninjas, but I know I'm rocking the like Dread Pirate Roberts right now. I gotta go with the ninja.
Okay, Ninja Man. All right, chips or pretzels?
Chips, and I'm disappointed to say that, but chips.
Interesting. All right, would you rather have a night in or a night out?
Night in the studio always beats a night out for sure. Gotcha. Yeah, because then right. I get up and I'm ready to go again. Probably gets me ready to go out.
All right, shorts or pants?
Pants. I got a funny story about that. Pants.
We'll come back to it. Salad or soup?
Damn, these are hard. It probably changes day to day, but let's go salad. I'm feeling crunchy.
Okay. Tendies or wings?
Say that again?
Tendies or wings? Chicken tenders or chicken wings?
Tendies.
Tendies all day? All right, what are you dipping in?
Tendies or nugs, for sure.
You dipping them in ranch or blue cheese?
My girl loves the ranch. I'm kind of a honey mustard. If I could just totally throw in a rando, it's a honey mustard, man. Yeah.
I like it. All right. When we do get to celebrate something that, you know, within moderation, are you a day drinker or are you a party all night drinker?
I'm probably a day drinker, but if we can extend it into the night, man. All right, so it's Libra season. I'm a Libra. I don't know if you've noticed every one of these questions. I'm like, well, on the other hand, I'm going to try to stop doing that. Fucking day drinker, man. Let's get hammered.
He's a day drinker. I like it. All right. Is Bigfoot real?
It's bullshit.
Not real. He's out
Absolutely
on Bigfoot.
Not real.
I like it. This one's going to be harder for you. Is love at first sight real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. First-hand experience, it is.
Wow. Well, our final question.
I think it's love at first eye contact, not just like you see somebody in a magazine or whatever. There has to be a mutual,
connection.
Yeah.
Yes, I like it. All right. What are our two bands that we need to check out that we might not know?
Word. So definitely, I'm going to give a shout out to my buddy Leighton Meacham. He has a soulful reggae band out of Charleston, South Carolina called The Destinators. Shout out to The Destinators. Such awesome music. They just had a new single drop. we played a show with them in Greenville the night before our Atlanta gig on the Punkadelic run. So big ups to those guys. I could name drop all of them, but go check them out. Wonderful tunes, great artwork. The other guys, this is a band I'm looking to connect with out here in California. They're playing San Diego in a month or two. They're called Spray Allen. Spray Allen. And it's got the bassist, Eric Wilson, formerly of Sublime, and with some younger cats in it too. And it's like a rock band. They only have 2 singles out right now, but they're just like, getting back to playing original music and not just like riding that legacy of Sublime. They're like starting a new rock band with new vibes. And I really appreciate that, because
very cool.
It's new music. There's always going to be old music, but what's new is like super fucking exciting because it's, who knows, dude? Could be even better.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing like going to a show and, getting something new, seeing something you didn't think you were going to see. Tasha's shirt right there, Fury and Few. We were, we went and saw one of our interviewees, Caroline Kingsbury. She was in Atlanta, I guess a week ago on Tuesday. And we go to that show and we're like, these guys are jumping off their fucking drumsticks and coming out with some fucking tasty licks. And Tash and I get Tash, this is why we showed up at 7:00. Like we showed up early because we had to see these motherfuckers. And so
the openers will get you. So yeah. Tash, is that Fury and the Few? Was that a duo, drums and guitar?
Yeah.
They're from Atlanta.
I think I saw them online too. Awesome, dude. I love that energy. That's that energy I'm talking about. Where it's like,
they were insane.
No fucks given.
They immediately came out, ripped their shirts off, and just went balls to the wall for like 30 straight minutes nonstop, and played like Waterfalls by TLC. Like it was at some point, and then brought it back and was playing like Iron Man, and then just went right back into their own song. It was incredible. Great show.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So they're a preview. They'll be coming on here later on this year. So we're excited to get Fury and Few on. But you have conquered the Pete Peterson party pack of questions. My last question is, of course, you got to tell us the shorts versus pants story. I mean, what you kind of alluded to that earlier. Didn't think I was going to come back to it, but what is going on with the shorts versus pants?
Oh, yeah, man. So, I mean, I love music. I've been touring with a couple bands, other bands. Like I just love all. You could tell I love all styles. I play with this other blues band, and we were touring with another set of jam guys, and they're all older cats from LA, and they're like serious dudes, serious cats. They've played with like Slash and Bob Weir and like some of the guys from the Almonds. So we were all like, can I get you a coffee? Like, oh, nice solo, all that shit. We were just excited to be around them. And one day in this tour on the summer, I was just like, guys, it's pretty hot. Thinking about wearing some shorts. And all of the older cats were like, absolutely not, dude. Wearing shorts to a gig? Are you a child? Like, what? And so I felt, I was like, oh yeah, I'm totally kidding, guys. Gonna wear black pants in the middle of the fucking summer. So now I feel like, there's just this rock and roll thing where you wear pants, but hey man, it's a new generation. It might just be punk rock to wear some fucking jean shorts up there, or whatever.
I like it. There's an old reverence for the pants. You must wear pants. The funny thing is, one of the guys that the podcast we're releasing this week, Brewster wore shorts on stage at a gig, and he was getting some help for it. But he's like, dude, I'm wearing shorts, whatever. But I like it. I like I think that's an interesting take. So I'm glad thanks for sharing that. But Tash, I'll toss it back up to you, dude.
Yeah, man. Everyone out there, get on Spotify, get on Apple Music, wherever you can get some tunes. Throw on some Big Yen. If you're having a down day and you need a little pick me up, go throw on some Big Yen. It's everywhere. Go listen to his new single, Trips Me Out. James, it's been an absolute joy talking to you, man.
Dude, you guys are so awesome, Tash and Grant. I really appreciate y'all taking the time. And yeah, for anyone else who's listening out there, stay tuned because we got some more. Next song dropping is a reggae song. Super lovely. Can't wait to release the artwork any day now. And then that music video should be dropping. You know, stay tuned. Keep being yourself. Go do some rock and roll shit. Don't take shit from nobody, man.
I like it. I like it. That's a great sign off. Well, appreciate you, James. All right.
Thanks, Grant. Thanks, Tash. You guys have a good one.